Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel's 36 COF, and today I've got the My Hero Academia chapter 368 to discuss. Now before I start talking about it, I want you guys to drop a comment and drop a like down below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with my other My Hero Academia One Piece chapter reviews I've got coming out. Now without no further ado, in this chapter we see the main character Deku. We see Deku, and he's hurtling through the sky. He's on his way back to UA to fight Shigaraki, because we already know he got separated at the beginning of the battle, got sent to a separate island, and now he's on his way back. Now on his way there, we see these stealth fighter jets. Now we know they belong to Stars and Stripes, the #1 American hero. Rest in peace, Stars and Stripes. We see her stealth bomber crew, and they're flying towards Deku. And they say, hey kid, hey kid, they're basically like, hey kid, you need a lift, hop on. And Deku uses his black whip to attach to one of the jets, and they basically say, we're supposed to be guarding the skies around UA, but they're like, yeah, we ignored our orders to head back home and opted to stick in Japan. You know why? Because Stars and Stripes had wagered everything on you guys, and because you inherited All Might's power. And the stealth bomber continues to say, go on, use us as stepping stones to reach history's nastiest villain and kick his ass. Well, they say kick his butt, but I like to use the word ass instead. Deku says, thank you, I do appreciate this. And he says, you better make it worth the effort, kid. And now this is where Deku uses his black whip in order to propel himself toward, because they're not too far from the island. They were close enough to go and get Deku and help bring him back. And now it cuts to the part of the chapter where it ended, where we see Deku slingshotting himself straight at Shigaraki himself, and we see Mirio's reaction, and there's this. We have that big Fallout Boy grin that Mirio has, and Shigaraki's like, has he gotten stronger? Because Shigaraki must have felt that, but also he's been fighting a lot of heroes like on his own, so he's probably taken a bit of damage himself. But he says that glowing energy, I've seen it before. Or now that Deku's on the scene, he looks around and he sees all of his friends scattered about, injured. He sees Bakugo dead on the floor. Well, he's dead for now, but we know that Edshot is trying to... And Deku sees the destruction. Like I said, he sees Bakugo on the floor. We see Best Genius as he's hunched over crying at the death of his mentee. And Deku's just in shock, because like I said, everyone's been taken out. Nejire, Tamajiki, Mirio, and Murako is out as well. And Shigaraki is such a troll. He's just like, he got some excuses for being late, Deku. I'm guessing it was Toga's doing. Right, right, Izuku, go ahead and make that excuse. There was nothing I could do. I never saw it coming. Go on, be my guest. Run from responsibility just like they did. And I believe he's talking about the previous users of All for One and how they and the heroes of society and how they ran from their responsibility. And this is where Deku's getting his anime power-up moment, because he just explodes. The guy just explodes in anger. He's got the black whip emanating from his body, and his eyes seem to be like glowing with energy, and his All for One aura is just bursting off of him. And Shigaraki mentions, oh, when I piss off Deku, his moves become pathetically simplistic. Whilst Shigaraki is planning in his head, I'll counter his next attack and crack his spine. And again, he's still taunting him, saying, oh, you love the present I got you, referencing all of his friends being laid out flat. And Mirio shouts and screams, it's going to be okay, because at this time Deku is literally, I think he's just losing control, and his powers are starting to go a bit haywire. This is where Mirio pops in and says it's going to be okay. He says, I get it, you're feeling... Mirio says, I get your feeling like you'll never live this down, but if you start thinking like this, you're going to fall into Shigaraki's trap. Tamaki and them are still okay, it's fine. And he tells him, Edshot is trying to save Bakugo's life. I know he's going to pull it off. I'm still fighting because I have faith. And he's reinforcing Deku, no one's given up. And whilst he's giving this speech, we pan to see Eraserhead, Amonima still holding on, using their quirks to hold off Shigaraki's powers. And again, My Hero has some great lines. I can't wait for this to be animated, because Shigaraki in his like mutated exoskeleton form is like the endless synctonomy. He says, the endless sanctimony, the empty talk, all to avoid facing the facts and reality. And Mirio backs him up by saying, listen, we're heroes, and if heroes don't talk the talk, then who else is going to transform the ideals into reality? He said, you can think this is all for the cameras, think all you want. In this job, you risk your life and put your money where your mouth is. Like, cause our gal wedged it all on you folks. And this is a flashback to the earlier on in the chapter when the pilot's talking to Deku, and we see another flash. We see Banjuro, the second, I believe it's the second, the Black Whip user of All For One, and he says it's okay to get mad. What really matters is controlling your heart. Again, we see another huge we see another like gust of wind, huge explosion, and Deku manages to calm himself again, and he says sorry about that, Lemillion. And this is the end of the chapter where we see Deku, and again it seems like he's harnessing like the final quirk of the All For One user, but we don't see what the quirk is specifically. We just see Deku stood there like a badass, and the other vestiges of All For One being behind him. And that's the end of the chapter. So I don't know if we're going to see Deku starting to fight him, or is it going to pan to another battle that's going on. I think it probably will. But you guys can tell me your thoughts on it. Do you think Bakugo is going to get back into the fight in the next chapter? Because he's still alive, technically. Edgeshot is still trying to save his life and repair his heart and organs. Do you think we're going to see any more deaths in this war that's gonna give Deku another like anger power up? But you guys comment down below and tell me your thoughts. I'm 36COF. This has been My Hero Academia chapter 367. Keep it fresh and keep it funky. Goodbye.